this piece many years ago when I was living up in the Bay Area, and I went to a renegade party, a party that was thrown out in this train yard in Oakland, and I was in a long-distance relationship at the time that was going badly, and I just was thinking about a lot of things, and some of those things ended up being Asian American history, so I'm really excited to do this piece here. Thank you guys so much. This is called Trainwreck. Last night, the DJ train-wrecked my heart. There was tables set up between tracks, a cipher under the bridge, and I was dancing through this underground dream. Surrounded by kids bouncing through beams of light reflected from the rush in their veins. I landed on hooks, reverb, bass, moved space and time with the rhythmic shift of my spine. There I was silk and dirt, denim and sweat, moonlight and strobe light. But then, in that space between beats, that sudden stop and start, this scene was replaced by this crack in my heart. Thinking of how you used to ask me to scream when the distance between us began to be a seam pulled apart. The weight of the miles like freight. But what did we know of what it was to wait 30 years with no word? Because these tracks were made of bone, homes made of tarp, a language of steel spikes and explosions because they sent the Chinamen ahead to trigger the dynamite. This gold mountain laid down finger by finger, progress etched across the nation like knobs of spine their wives climbed with soft hands that 1 month they slept together. Then I was just stumbling to the beat, trying to jumpstart my feet because the DJ keeps train wrecking my life. And you are blooming in the sky, in the shadows, the corners of my eyes. That train yard was full of ghosts, massacre exchanged for massacre. Sand Creek, Rock Springs, 28 dead, 150 killed, 700 chased out without their things. America united by these things. Exclusion, removal, exploitation, hanging like charms on the crisscross tracks of our nation. An endless labor supply. Sikhs who lost arms, let their hair down only on moonless nights while crossing the Rocky Mountains, sending dreams to their families made of citrus fields they saw at the coast, hoarding orange seeds like bits of gold. The cold reflected in their beards, the pale of their lips. Tried to move my hips, swivel my ankles, lose my breath, shake loose these thoughts of death because the DJ keeps train wrecking my night. My sight fixed on that spot where we tied each other to these tracks and dared each other to leave. If you were here, I would gush to you about how years later only whites could ride. If you were here, I would tell you how on that day they blamed us for falling planes, arrested us because of our names. How one day this summer they came into our place of worship and killed us without any shame. How sometimes I can't dance because of all these chains. It's because last night the DJ train wrecked my heart. In that space, that stop and start, I said the DJ train wrecked my heart.